In the heart of the lush and vibrant village of Umu, there lived a young man named Ed. He was the epitome of strength and good looks, with a tall muscular frame, dark smooth skin and eyes that sparkled with kindness and intelligence. He was known for his hard work and dedication to his family and community, always ready to lend a helping hand, yet despite all his admirable qualities Educ harbored a secret that had become the definition of his existence. Initially, he kept it to himself, thinking it was just a phase that would pass, but as he grew older the reality of his situation became impossible to ignore. It all began when Ejike was a teenager. Like many boys his age, he started experiencing erections, but his were different. His manhood was abnormally large, when erect, an attribute that quickly became a source of anxiety and confusion for him. Edie's first encounter with a woman ended in disaster. The young lady whom he had courted with great respect and admiration was initially excited to be with him. However, when they tried to become intimate, it was clear that his size made penetration impossible. The experience was painful and distressing for her, and she fled in tears. Word of Ed's predicament spread quickly through the village, and soon every woman knew about his unusual condition. Despite his good looks and hard-working nature, women began to avoid him. Mothers warned their daughters to stay away from him, and even the men in the village started to distance themselves, either out of pity or discomfort. Ejike felt the sting of rejection deeply. Each failed attempt at intimacy left him more isolated and heartbroken. Years went by, and Educ watched as his friends married and started families. He remained alone, unable to find a woman willing to be with him. Despite his many admirable qualities, his solitude was a heavy burden, and he often spent long hours working in the fields or carving intricate wooden sculptures, trying to fill the void left by his unfulfilled desires for companionship and intimacy. Edu's parents, heartbroken by their son's unusual condition, sought help from traditional healers and traveled to distant towns in search of a remedy, but to no avail. The healers offered various herbs and potions, but nothing could change the reality of his condition. Despite the love and support of his family, he felt increasingly isolated. One day, an elderly woman named Mama Nia, known for her wisdom and kindness, visited Ed's family. She had heard of his situation and offered a different perspective too. She said gently, "Your condition is unique, but it does not define you. You are a good man with a heart full of love. Do not let this challenge overshadow the wonderful person you are." Afterwards, she said a prayer for him and gave her blessings to the young man. Mama Neka's words planted a seed of hope in Ed's heart. He began to focus on his strengths and the things he loved. He became more involved in community activities, using his skills to help others and finding joy in his contributions. Gradually, he found peace within himself, accepting that his life might not follow the same path as his peers. Years later, a new family moved into Umu. They brought with them a young woman named O, who had experienced her own share of hardships. She was beautiful and strong, with a spirit that had been forged in the fires of adversity. Oe and Ejike crossed paths during a community event, and she was immediately struck by his kindness and resilience. Unlike the other women in the village, O did not judge Ed by the rumors she had heard. She saw the goodness in him and was drawn to his gentle nature. They spent time together, sharing stories and dreams. Educ was cautious at first, but O's understanding and acceptance gradually broke down the walls he had built around his heart. Over the next few weeks, O and Ejike spent a lot of time together. They shared stories, laughed, and discovered a mutual respect and admiration. He found himself opening up to her in ways he had never done with anyone else. He confessed his deepest fears and his painful experiences. Oe listened with compassion and without judgment. Oe was a woman of great empathy and wisdom. She suggested that they could explore ways to be intimate that did not involve penetration, emphasizing the importance of emotional connection and mutual pleasure. Muir, with her guidance, Educ began to see that love and intimacy could take many forms. Their relationship blossomed into a deep and abiding love built on trust, respect, and understanding. The village of Umu was abuzz with the news of Ed's newfound happiness. While some still whispered and gossiped, many others were inspired by their story. They saw that true love was about acceptance and finding joy in each other's presence beyond physical limitations. In time, A and O married in a beautiful ceremony that brought the entire village together. Their union was celebrated as a testament to the power of love and acceptance. Though their journey had been fraught with challenges, they emerged stronger, bound by a love that transcended all obstacles. Ed's life changed dramatically from that day forward. He found happiness and fulfillment with Oe, and their story became a signal of hope for others facing their own struggles. The village learned a valuable lesson about compassion and the importance of looking beyond superficial judgments to see the true worth of a person. Ejike and Oe lived happily together, their bond growing deeper with each passing year. And though Ed's manhood remained as it was, it no longer defined his life or his happiness. Instead, he was defined by his kindness, his hard work, and the love he shared with the remarkable woman who had seen him for who he truly was.